They want me to change, they want me to change, but I ain't changing. Nah, I remain.
And you are now tuned into another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio in conjunction with Beautiful Machine Magazine. Shout out to the family and the home team. You already know every week, every month, every year, every hour, we only fuck with legends around here. And today is absolutely no exception. Only we got a different twist. You already know, man, we love black owned businesses. My brother actually made this hoodie, black owned business for the hat. Come on, man, we love our people. And if there is no time in the history of blackness, then we need to come together, especially in this country. It is now. That being said, what we did was we have four different businesses slash brands slash products, and they're going to come on tonight, and each individual one gets 15 minutes to promote their shit. As simple as that. You know, if you see something, you like something, not only should you buy something, you should share their shit. Go to Instagram or go to Facebook and randomly just share their shit. It doesn't cost you a fucking penny. Anyway, on that note, we got first up the bat, KANM Collective's own Mr. Kenny Moore. How you doing, sir?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Oh man, I'm all right, man. How's your family?
Family is doing well. I appreciate you asking. How about yourself?
Oh, depends on what part of the family you're talking about.
I get it.
Yo, okay, so we don't have much time. I want to make sure that people understand what KANM is, why it is, and your advice to success.
Okay, so KANM stands for Keeping Alive New Music Collective. Uh, it's a team of writers, composers, and content creators. We do pretty much anything within the creative space. So whether it's songwriting, whether it's beat making, whether it's podcasting like yourself, uh, we do audio and video, we do pre and post editing, um, and yeah, that's pretty much everything that we do. We even do social media content in terms of reels and things of that nature. So if you reels for your Instagram pages and something, some content created for that. We do jingles. Um, we do, all genres of music. So, again, pretty much anything within the creative content space, Keeping Alive Music Collective is the company that can help you bring your creative ideas to life.
And when did you start the company?
3 years ago, actually, January of 2022.
What was the
I'm sorry,
motivation?
January 2021. So
What
we're
made you
going on
start
4
your
years.
own shit?
Well, yeah, January of 2021 is when we started Keeping Alive Music Collective. And
Mm-hmm.
it's myself and Tobias Tinker Jr. are the two people that started the business together.
And what for you? Like, what was it about? What were you doing beforehand?
Well, I've always been a musician and a songwriter,
Mm-hmm.
and grew up in church and played a few instruments, played keys and organ and drums and percussion. And just been started writing. Had a production company called Next Level Productions back home, and I'm originally from the New York, New Jersey area.
Mm-hmm.
So had a company, Next Level Productions, that we were doing demos and trying to help artists get signed. And then this is kind of just the next evolution of that. Put it down and relocated to Jacksonville, Florida, in 2012, and then started the business. Had a partner, Tobias, that we were working together and collaborating together on music, and so we just
Mm-hmm.
decided to keep the partnership going and keep the thing going and actually create a business entity.
Difficult area to enter in as far as business wise.
Oh, for sure, because nowadays everybody can do, with technology, anybody can make a beat.
Yeah.
All right, so that's why we kind of expanded and went into the different areas in terms of content. Like I said, with the reels and also with the podcasting previously, I did an audio podcast for independent art for independent creatives called the
Mm-hmm.
Indie Radio Show, and then I transitioned into video. So now, like yourself, I do a video version of the show called the Indie Video Show, where I spotlight and highlight the work of independent creatives in all genres.
Oh man, I hate the video shit. Like I'm not photogenic. I'm a boring motherfucker. Like I'm a way more interesting character when you don't know that I'm ugly.
Oh
So
man, you're on screen now, so and you're on screen for everybody to see.
it's unfortunate, and I apologize to anybody that's offended. So what's the biggest barrier to success?
I would say the biggest barrier to success is actually support, especially in the creative community, in the creative space. The biggest barrier to success is getting support, is getting people to actually support what you're doing, whether it's music, whether it's content, just getting people to support, especially in the creative space. I think that's the biggest challenge.
Thus far, your biggest success.
A couple of things. So we did a jingle for the Chill Time is Will Time podcast, and
Hmm.
they were going on for a few years. Also, we did a jingle for the Real Talk sports podcast, which is on the All Sports All Plays Network, which airs on YouTube and Facebook.
Hmm.
So those are a couple of the successes that we had. So we created some music for those shows.
Why do you keep doing it, man? Is it the love?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
What do you
Uh,
love
It,
about it?
I love the creative process. So I love seeing an idea that you had in your head and then
Hmm.
actually seeing it come into fruition. So like the actually seeing, especially like with the Real Talk. So just to talk about the Real Talk jingle, basically it's a jingle which is a rap. I had shout out to my guy Tempo Ty. I created the beat for it, and then
Hmm.
I wrote the hook, and then he created a verse based
Hmm.
on myself and a few other hosts of the show. That again, seeing that creative idea go from a music, go from a beat, go to an idea for a hook, and then actually come into a whole minute and a half of a song of a jingle. That's the win. And then you just see to be able to see your idea come to pass. That's the biggest win, and
If
that's the
people
best part of it
if
for
people
sure.
want to get in touch with you, they want to use your services. How do you go about doing that?
Sure, they can follow us on Instagram at KANMcollective.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at coach_ANYKENY. And you can go there and contact us. You can also email us at kanmmusicpub@gmail.com. Again, that's kanmmusicpub@gmail.com. So follow us on all those places, and you can contact us via email, and we'll help you bring your creative ideas to life.
What's changed about music since you got in the business?
Um, I'm not sure that a lot has changed. I think the way we consume our music, because I'm old school, so like I started back in the early 2000s. So I
Hmm.
guess the way we consume music, going from actual CDs to now it's streaming, I think that's been the biggest change.
Hmm.
And then also the way that music is put out. I think that's another change that's happened because it's so
Yeah.
much easier now to be able to create music and to put out music.
Yo, I remember 45s. Like,
Oh yeah, records, absolutely. I'm with
oh my
you.
god. And to see so many things musically fall by the wayside is crazy work.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it's the gift and the curse, I think, because because it's so easy to create music, I think sometimes the quality of the music suffers as a result.
oh yeah, there's a lot of trash music out now. Not to say it wasn't a lot of trash music back in the day. It just didn't get put out.
Yeah, and music it's subjective. Anything within creativity is subjective.
What do you appreciate the most about making a beat?
It's actually the tedium in it. So there's trying to find the sound that you're hearing in your head.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that's the interesting, and also it's challenging because again, you're reaching, you're digging into different sounds and different sound types, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's synthesizer or keys, to find that exact sound that you're hearing in your head. And it could take some time.
I give you an unlimited budget, and I tell you, you can pick one artist, dead or alive, to make one album with. Who is it?
That's a great question. I'm gonna
I'd be
surprise you.
lucky
I
every
think
once in a
maybe
while.
because like I told you, I grew up in church. I would say Fred Hammond.
I don't know if that's much of a surprise. I think the genre is more surprising than him
Yeah.
by far, because that dude is
So
fucking
actually, I could
amazing.
actually do. Let me. I could do a few. So I could do genres. So if it was gospel, it would be Fred Hammond. If it's R&B, it would be Layla Hathaway. If it is rap, it would be KRS-One.
Delayla Hathaway is actually more left field than Fred Hammond.
Yeah, yeah. I think her voice is just phenomenal.
She does have a beautiful voice. Um, any advice for people coming after you?
Uh, I would say I would say two things: do it for the love of the craft and be consistent. Because I believe
Mm.
that in order to be able to create uh, an audience, to create a following, you have to be consistent, and you have to do it for the love. You can't do it for the money, because if you do it for the money, you're gonna be disappointed.
That's an interesting one right there, especially like when you are a de facto salesperson. Because entertainment is sales.
100%.
Eh, it's like there's got to be a balance. Like I want to do it for the love, but I can't do it for 30 years and not get paid.
That no, that's facts. That's facts. And then like you have to. The other part is that you have to count the cost because it is expensive, and you got to be creative with that as well because you don't want to just keep on spending, 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 and not bringing in any revenue.
Oh man,
So,
that sucks. Last time you felt like quitting.
oh man, that's is on the
Oh,
day.
I'm sorry. I don't know what happened, but the connection got kind of fucked up, and I didn't hear your answer.
I said it depends on the day. That could be any time of the day, especially with creativity. It'll frustrate you, and you got to put it down for a second.
You know what? That's one of the most honest answers I've ever heard. Because those are the people that are successful. It's not the most talented. It's the ones that quit every day but never quit.
Yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
that is it. Um, anything that you want to tell the people before we leave?
Um, well, first, thank you for the opportunity. And then secondly, would love to connect with anyone that's interested and again needs help with bringing their creative ideas to life. Reach out to us. We'd love to work with you, and we work with all genres. No budget is too small because we do this because we love it.
All right, bro. I appreciate you for coming on, and I wish you much success in the future, man. It was an honor and a privilege.
Likewise, thanks so much for having me.
No doubt, man. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, so that was business number one, KANM Collective. And we have Danae of Deluxe Events. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It's hard to mess up Deluxe. But I'm gonna bring her to the conversation, hopefully. How you doing, Queen?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How's life? How's your family?
It's good. It's good. Family is family, as you said, depending on what part of the family you're talking about.
I'm not mad at that. All right, so we got 15 minutes to talk about your business. It's Deluxe Events, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, it's just deluxe spelled differently. It's combined. Me and my mom actually are in business together. Her name is Lachelle and my name is Danae. So we just combined deluxe together with our names. So that's why it's spelled differently.
Okay. Where you from?
Detroit,
Okay. What side? West side or east side?
7 Mile West.
Oh,
Yes.
that's what's up.
And
Yeah, I grew up on
that's
Seven
where
Mile in
my business is
Southfield.
at. Yeah.
Oh, really? Where's it at?
7 Mile in Southfield area.
Yeah.
7 Mile in Oakfield to be exact.
Okay, I got you. Why
Yeah.
there?
Well, that's where the our building is at. We purchased 2 buildings, and that's just happened to be where it's at. But we were looking on 7 Mile because, like I said, that's where I'm from. The whole goal with having deluxe events was to have an event space that's pretty much, we call it luxury in the neighborhood because it's a luxury looking building and it's in the middle of the hood. So we like to have stuff that's affordable versus just having exclusivity outside the city. First thing people think is outside the city is where you're going to get luxury, but that's not true.
And how long have you been in business?
It'll be year 6 this year. We've been doing events forever and a day, but it's been a brick and mortar for about 6 years now.
Really?
Yep.
Yo, most businesses is done
Do
after a
not
couple of years.
exactly, yeah. And the benefit was owning the building. So therefore, it's no rent that you have to keep up with. So when you kind of pay for everything, outright, then it kind of makes things a little bit easier. That's it's a pro and a con to business, and that's a high pro.
Okay, and I saw, I checked out your channel, and I saw the beginning for that property. It looked like shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what about that? You driving by and you see this piece of fucked up building,
Yeah.
and you saw something different.
And saw a whole different vision for it. Yes.
What was it about that gave you a whole different vision?
I guess, like I said, just in general, you kind of have to have an eye and creativity to do what's done when it comes to events anyway, because a lot of people who have events don't know really like the back story or what's behind events. They just
Yeah.
like, I want a birthday party. And like I say, it was more so like, what could we do that's different? And to me, that's what was different. We kind of had the epoxy floors when epoxy was like kind of I guess a newer, more popular thing. So we have epoxy floors, chandeliers that's different than the other event spaces. So it was all basically just a vision. You have to just kind of have an eye for stuff like that. And like you say, if you look at the video, you see the before and after, and it's totally
Yo,
different. And
crazy.
next to the event space is our suites. So of course, that's for people who are upcoming or even existing businesses who do hair, lashes, makeup, printing shop, whatever you want that's inside your own special suite. So we end up doing that as well. Since we had
Yo.
both buildings. We're like, okay, what can we do here? And that's kind of how that came about.
Okay, what's the most unique event you've done?
The most unique. Maybe my parties. I always throw parties. I've been doing this forever, and normally my parties are very much like over the top parties. So I wouldn't even necessarily say unique because all the events that we've had there was nothing out the norm about them, I will say. But I will say maybe over the top, which like I say, I love anything over the top, and a party is just that for me.
What's next for you?
Um Well, I don't want to put what's out there next, but it is something else, a part of Deluxe that's coming outside of potentially another location, because this is more so for intimate events. So we kind of looking for another building that's kind of expansion. We kind of hold up to approximately 60 people. So I am looking for something double that. And then it's something else that, we're kind of working on to expand the actual Deluxe empire.
So, and I don't know if this is a fair question or not,
Okay.
but let's say, I want to do something really nice for a woman that I love, and I want to rent the event center just for us two,
That's possible.
and have a chef. Could you find the chef for me? And how
Oh,
much would that run me?
so it kind of depends. We do have in-house everything, in-house caterer, DJ, decorator, balloon arch person, light person, production, whatever it is that you need.
Hmm.
So when it comes to what it could be ran, of course, my main goal is to rent out the venue. Um, so we rent it out for about $600, and that's for 6 hours. That's including your setup time, event time, and
Hmm.
then our last hours for cleanup. So for chef, we don't do that part, but it just depends, I guess, what kind of food you will want. That's gonna determine what how much something will cost you
Hmm.
extra. So if you want to have it fancy and decorated stuff like that, you could probably do something for approximately $1,000 or so.
That is not bad at all.
Yeah. So
Oh,
so yeah, it could be done for about $1,000, especially for two people. Now I will say, just like anything else, um, if it's for two people, you can kind of get the same price for more. So that would be a very special young lady.
well, you would think, or just a dope ass flex. One of the
I mean,
two.
I love a flex.
That's
I
a
love
flex right there.
I love a flex. So yeah, I love I love a flex. I love people who think outside the box. I'm
Why
with it.
not?
Trust me.
Why not? I've done dumber shit with that
I
much
know,
money.
right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have. Uh,
I'm sure. You know,
uh,
I know how men can be. So yeah, I can believe that.
you know what? The older you get, the more. Well, a couple of things. The more secure you get,
Mhm.
and the more aware you get, not only of just yourself, but of women.
Mhm.
So I was an ain't shit nigga at 25. Horrible.
You
But
say
then
you
again,
grown now, huh?
I'm sorry. I don't want to take all your time away on goofy shit. But there's a guy that does a business channel, and I can't. It's something about hard knock something on Instagram. Love this channel though. But he asked one question. The best advice you got. So I'm gonna steal his shit.
Okay. Well, in business, I will say, like what I was talking about, the pros and cons. If you
Hmm.
can own the building, buy it. Buy a building.
Right.
Buy, don't rent. Um, I had a previous business that I've rented, and so much money went down the drain. So much money. And that's something that kind of can happen more often than none,
Hmm.
because you fix it up for the next person, versus if it's yours, it's yours. Like I said, it's pros and cons. When you buy a house, it's pros and cons
Yeah.
to renting a home. But it's nothing worse than putting so much money in business. You make all this money, and then the money goes down the drain.
And
So,
I'm gonna ask you
I,
the same question I asked your brother before you. Last time you said I wanted to quit.
oh, very much often. It depends. It depends on the day. Um, the pandemic, I would say, increased everything. So you know how some people's like, okay, we're going downhill. We had just opened up right before the pandemic, and
Mm,
when we were allowed to have events, we made the most money ever.
really?
Yeah.
Because people wanted to go outside.
People wanted to go outside, and people had unemployment money, people had PPP money, uh all kind of stuff. So people were willing to spend it. Like when we were booked, people were like willing to pay double just to get the date. And I'm like, that's not how we do business. Very much tempting, but of course that's not how you do business. So we like the date is booked. It's nothing, and they're like, we like the venue. This is what we're looking for. We like the area. People don't have to worry about crossing 8 Mile and it looks a certain way. People were willing to pay double. But so um you have your days where people are willing to spend double, and then
Hmm.
it's times that people want to complain about a price or try to compare. So it's very much often, and sometimes you want to quit, but if you can keep going, just keep going. Like I said, I don't have rent that I have to worry about each month, so that is very beneficial. Very.
like I don't know if I would have made it past 2020.
Really. Well, like I say, it
That
was
shit
our
was hard
first
on
year.
people.
It was, and even when things had shut down that next year.
It
So,
made
like
up
for
for
an
it.
example, people had like 30th birthday parties or milestones, I should say. 30, I
Mm,
think, was like maybe our most popular, but we had milestone birthdays. So people was like, we're just gonna do it next year when we're allowed to do it. So
mm-hmm.
in between that year, we still made money because people wanted to celebrate themselves. They wanted to celebrate. I know people who actually survived COVID, like they were in the hospital and they're like, we need to celebrate me for living. So, it and I think to me that was something that was very positive and it was heartfelt
Mm.
because you're like you went through so much. I mean, that's why I think birthdays are important. I celebrate my birthday every year. That's kind of how we got into events in general. I've never had a birthday I haven't celebrated. um
Really?
yes, I
Oh my
celebrate
God.
every year.
I'm
And
so
that's because you
horrible.
kind of when you go through life and you just want to be celebrated. You go through so much. Like I said, even
Mm.
during the pandemic, people losing people, you being sick, losing money. That year by itself was a lot. So it's like we're here to help celebrate you. We're here to
Mm.
help you through whatever it is that you need to celebrate.
I like that.
Yeah.
So if people want to, they want to book the venue, they want to get in touch with you. How they go about doing that?
You can always contact us. We have like 20 different forms of communication. Email, you could text us, you can call, DM us on Instagram, which is Deluxe Events, DALUXE events, and then on Facebook at Deluxe DA''LUXE. So yeah, comment, DM, email, phone, text.
But what's the email?
Deluxe Events at Gmail.
Okay, maybe I didn't hear that. If I didn't,
Yeah.
my bad. Um, yo, definitely representing the brand. You
Thank
just,
you.
if you make me feel comfortable, like I kind of want to just curl up right now and take a nap,
Thank you. I like to hear that
relax.
because I like to, and it's interesting you say that because I always say with all of my clients, I like for them to feel like we're family. Once you book with me, we're family now. We're locked in. Like it's people who come back to have like 3 different events, and I'm like, we're locked in. Like we're family at this point. It's not just business. It's most definitely, like I said, we control one of the most important things in your life, and that's like I say, events. So I'm glad that you just said that because that means that I'm doing my job to be genuine,
Okay, you are.
for people to feel comfortable to do business with me.
I don't think you like it's your job to be genuine. It's just who you are.
Yeah.
So shout out to you and shout out to moms for being a partner in the business. Oh, what's the capacity for the venue?
So it's up to 60 for seating.
Okay.
Standing room, it depends on your setup. So if it's all tables and chairs, 60 people, we can most definitely fit more if you have less seating.
Okay. All right. Anything you want to tell the people before I let you go?
Yeah, book deluxe. If that tax money is here, call me.
Man, listen, I'm not. I
If it's
ain't
not
never
if
got
it's
a
not in
cent.
your account now, it's gonna be in your account in the next 1 to 4 weeks. Call me. We could work something out.
Right. Y'all, you need the girls' day out. You know, the fellas, y'all need to celebrate some. Come on, man. Deluxe events, man.
Yeah,
And it's on the mile. Stop it.
it's I
Anyway,
don't know. I mean, like I said, it's luxury in the neighborhood.
right.
You can't get better than that.
I'm not mad at that. If there's, and I'm sorry, I forgot to tell KANM. But if there's anything I can possibly do for you, please don't hesitate to ask. I don't think there is, but if there is, let me know and I got you.
Just let people know I exist. That
Oh,
and the
no doubt.
sweets. Yep.
Yo,
That's it.
do me please, please, please DM me because a band is not bad.
Oh yeah, we can work something out.
Yeah, we might
If you
have to
want
do
to
that.
flex, I can help you flex. Like
Yeah, I kind of
you said
do.
that's what you want to do. I can help you do
Right,
that.
I kind of feel like,
Yeah.
uh,
Mhm.
anyway, on that note, we'll talk later. You have a phenomenal day on purpose,
Thank you. You too.
no doubt. All right, who we got next? That was pretty dope though. I'm not gonna lie. And that was a dope ass idea, if I do say so my motherfucking self. I think Motor City Popcorn was next, and then we're gonna wrap it up with Glam Tech. Yo, I do want some freaking popcorn right about now too. That shit sounds so fucking delicious. Hold on one second. Let me get the brother in. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on there?
Nothing much, man. How you doing? How's your family?
Everybody's cool. Yeah.
Yo, Motor City Popcorn. Why
Yes.
popcorn?
Originally, back in 2012, 2011, really, um, I wanted to kind of open up like what we have now, like Captain Jay's Chicken and Fish. So back in the 2000s, you had a business, Chester's Chicken, which was like
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of gas stations, liquor stores. And Chester's Chicken basically just pulled out the city. So a lot of gas station liquor stores, they had empty kitchen space. So at the time, I was on a deal. Me and my brother, we were going to take over a lot of the spaces and gas stations, and just come back with chicken again. And in the midst of doing that, I was actually in Chicago on music tips. So my original career is in music, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And a friend of mine I was with walked past Garrett's Popcorn, and she went crazy. And we were like, okay, we'll check it out. So when I got back to Detroit, I was telling everybody, yeah, man, I went by this popcorn place, and everybody was just going like the response was like, oh man, did you bring some this? And I'm like, so after a while, looking at the cost of opening back the chicken spots, looking at the competition, I was like, wait a minute, when I was just in Chicago, we don't have anything that like what they had out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just did a little research on that, and totally switched the idea from chicken to popcorn.
Niggas had to think you was crazy, bro.
Yep.
Popcorn in the city. Oh my god. So
So
do you?
that's how we got. It was
I'm
just it
sorry. Go
was just
ahead.
felt like it was a void. You know what I'm saying? It was an open market.
So do you come up with the different flavors yourself?
Um, I mean, there's so many flavors you can do, but you got to have the standards, which is cheese, caramel, butter, white cheddar. So after that, you can kind of play with it. And really trying to gauge of what your customer base is like. I don't really get too wild. I keep it to about 16 flavors or so.
Mm-hmm.
You got the hot cheese, you got dill pickle, um, you got
Yo,
kettle
a
corn,
dill pickle.
dill pickle.
That's crazy work.
But it's a lot you can do. There's tons of flavors you can do. But you don't have to get too well. At least for me, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not looking to get too exotic with it because no matter what, people are going to buy the mainstays: cheese, caramel, butter.
Yo, y'all got any flaming hot?
We have a hot cheese. We have a hot cheese and caramel, and we have one called hot sauce,
So
which is
are you still in the gas stations, or do you have your own brick and mortar?
yeah. Actually, I'm about to open up a new location in Ferndale. We're on Woodward, 23225 Woodward on in Ferndale, which is north of 9 Mile Road. I used to have a location on 7 Mile near Livernois.
Mm-hmm.
I was there 4 years. I was in Laurel Park Mall in Livonia. I was in Fairlane Mall. And I actually was in Cobo. That was my first location in the lobby of Cobo. And I had a spot in Fraser as well, too.
So the moves are they upward, or is it like I need to find a better location?
Well, honestly, 7 Mile, I was there 4 years, right off Avenue of Fashion. Just to be
That
honest,
sounds like a good spot right there.
it was good. It was cool, but to be honest, the landlord was the worst person I ever met in my life. Uh, so that's why I left from that location. I wouldn't have left if I had a better relationship with the landlord.
Mm.
Um, but like I said, we're out here in Ferndale. This location on Woodward obviously is high traffic. The foot traffic is definitely a lot more, and but we haven't officially opened yet. But
Mm.
the thing is though, retail is truthfully only a small part of the business. Wholesale and bulk is what really keeps the doors open. Uh,
Really?
yeah. So like we sell to Meyer, Fresh Time Market, Holiday Market. We do a lot of Ford Motor Plants. Um, actually, just we were in the airport. We're coming back to the airport. Then we do out of state. We do the D Casino in Las Vegas. We do a couple museums around the country. Um, then just various. There's other wholesalers that we sell to. So there's one wholesaler that has 18 locations, and so we just sell to them. And then we're on Walmart's website. Uh, um, a couple other options too. Detroit Shop, Somerset Mall. Um,
Damn, bro.
yes, yeah. So something like that is really what that's what keeps the doors open. And then sometimes you got companies, United Wholesale Mortgage. We actually sell to the Fox Theater. So sometimes when you're at the Fox and you're eating popcorn, and it's actually ours. You know, you know. So it's like that. Just like I say, wholesale and bulk. That's the majority, and fundraising. So actually, I just picked up some forms today from a school. So
Mm-hmm.
I got to fill their order. I got all these. So we got fundraisers too that we do, and we do paper forms and online forms. So like I said, different ways of selling. But back to retail, we are opening a new location.
When y'all opening up?
We having our soft opening this Saturday.
Oh, you just not
Uh,
saying something, bro?
I
Because
say
I sure would have.
soft,
My fat ass would have came up there.
soft opening because we not hardly ready. We got a lot of stuff to do. We actually in catching hell right now, trying to fix this slush machine. That won't work. Um, I mean that's what we in here doing right now, trying to fix stuff and. So the plan is to have the grand opening March 15th.
Okay.
Man, we just trying to work these kinks out. So that's what we in here doing.
Is it a scary feeling?
No, I'm not saying it's scary. Only thing that's scary is the rent high as hell out here. you know, dude,
It, it,
I understand what the previous person was saying about owning a building. I mean, truthfully, I had said I would never lease again.
mm,
But at the same time, the real estate market is stupid right now. When I left 7 Mile, just some of the bill, especially like in Detroit, to me, people
mm-hmm.
feel like the whole Detroit is coming back thing. Man, these prices they throwing out, it doesn't make sense. It don't make
They're
sense at all.
pricing out the actual Detroiters. They buying the city back one block at a time.
But you know what? I've come, we have this misconception. It's all like out of towners or it's like white people. No, black people too. you know, um,
I'm not
I've come
disagreeing
across
with
some
that.
price. I
I'm not
mean, I get
disagreeing
it.
with that, but I think proportionately, I don't know if it's close. That's
It's
just me.
just, I mean, I get it. I mean, what I'm saying, everyone wants to make money. Um, but some of the prices for these properties, I mean, it just, I just was like, no, no. So I mean, again, the plan for me, obviously, would be to build the business to the point where, obviously, I can snag a property, put money into it,
Hmm.
get it to where I need it. But if you just trying to find a building and think you're gonna move in and get going, these prices are insane. Um, and truthfully, I wanted to stay in Detroit.
Hmm.
I did. This didn't make sense. Didn't make sense at all, price wise. I mean, didn't
So
make
it's more
sense.
expensive in the city than it is in Ferndale.
In Detroit, these buildings are raggedy, and you are going to put a lot of money
Into
into
somebody
these
else's
buildings.
building.
Yes, and they want high price, and you got to put money. Or if the building is fixed up, it's over the top, right on the corner of 7th and Livernois. There's a right on the corner. There's
Hmm.
property, and it has multiple units in it.
Hmm.
There are units that have never ever ever had a tenant, and it's been there like 5 years. And I tried to get a space in there. And I'm telling, the guys, like, look, you've never had a tenant in 5 years. It's well, really, it's just four walls. So you got to go in and do a complete build out. It's just straight up four walls because it was new construction. And they are not willing to budge off that price. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, really, you just have a city. And they won't move.
They making money off
So,
the taxes.
I mean,
They writing that shit off.
in due time, I just started looking everywhere.
Yeah.
I almost moved into Oakland Mall. I mean, I didn't want to go back to a mall because I've done Laurel Park and Fairlane.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Oakland Mall food court is banging. Now, I don't know about the rest of the mall, but the food court's banging. They actually have a waiting list. And I put myself on the waiting list.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'm like, in due time, I mean, I found this location. The lease was above my budget. But I just said, to hell with it. Let's go. Let's try it out. So we got to make a lot of popcorn now.
Hey, yo, something tells me that's not going to be a problem.
No, like I said again, man, when I moved in here and we started doing the build out, the amount of people walking up and down the street was encouraging. People stopping by, they see you in here working. People coming in here. And then, like I said, on Woodward, you got the Dream Cruise, summertime. They've got a huge Pride Festival. They've got all kind of art festivals. I mean, it's out here. You're close to 9 Mile and Woodward. There's a lot of activity out here.
Yeah.
So we'll be good. The parking sucks, but that's about it. That's bad.
Yo,
Yeah.
any advice for the next popcorn guru?
Any business, I mean, whether it's popcorn, whatever, my thing is to always continue to educate yourself. No matter what. I mean, I've done programs. When I first got into it, I was taking classes with a program called SCORE.
Mm-hmm.
And then I joined Build Institute. I took classes with them. Back then, there was an organization called Food Lab Detroit. So I joined that. Michigan State Product Center. I took class with them. I did Tech Town. I've done Launch Detroit with Rotary Club. I did B3 Elevation. I did sign up for Goldman Sachs class, but I had to drop out. I just didn't have the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just involved in all kind of programs. I won Motor City Match. I won Any Ideas. Trying to think, well, who else? What other? Oh, Buy Detroit, which is BUI. They actually had a program just yesterday called Passport to Procurement.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make it. I just couldn't get there. But with the Buy Detroit program, the first year of it, it took 8 of us to New York. We went to Apollo Theater for an event, Entrepreneur Day with Damon John. I'm trying to think other programs. Detroit Means Business. I got a grant through them. There's a lot of programs out here. I think of some of the other ones.
Yo, you can teach a class on just how to navigate this shit.
You got to be proactive, man. You know what I'm saying? Like with there's a friend of mine had a restaurant and he had a hole in the roof, and I was trying to tell him, come on and join us when I was doing Build Institute,
Mm-hmm.
and he literally said, "Oh man, that's for them white people. That's for them white people." I'm like, bro, they're getting money. Like, come on, man, join. I mean, it's I think it was an 8-week course. 1 hour, 2 hours every Wednesday, 2 hours for 8 weeks. I mean, come on. And he eventually closed his restaurant. But I will say, when I took the class with Bill, the majority of the class, they were not us. So what I'm saying is, all these resources, all this information, it wasn't going to us. And I did speak on the panel at Michigan State, U of M. U of M. And I told them, there's tons of programs out here, but a lot of these black businesses, especially the ones that's been around for years, They don't know about them. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see all these snazzy places opening up, they got money behind them. You know, these people they wasn't here in the trenches, but our people's half of them too, you know, too stubborn, and the other half just don't even know about them.
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. You should teach a class on this
Yeah, because I mean, it's definitely
because
out.
you got years invested in finding ways to get money.
Listen, man,
And for oh, I gotta let you go too, man.
during during during
Yo, we
during
gotta bring you
COVID,
back though, bro. We gotta
I
bring you
mean,
back.
yeah, I mean, no,
I
I
gotta
know
let you go
COVID.
because I gotta get the glam tech. We ain't got but
Oh,
15 minutes left. I'm sorry.
oh, my
I'm
bad.
sorry.
We got
But nigga,
good
we
talk.
need to no, wait. No, hold on. I'm gonna DM you, bro. We need to get you back because people that have businesses need to understand how much easier they can make it for themselves if they do a little research. And if you offer in some of those gems to prevent them, the necessity of the research, and all you gotta do is I'm gonna go to this to buy. I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna go to this because my man's put me up on game, nigga. Oh my god, yeah. We got to get you back on the show, bro. If people want to get in touch with you, how they go about doing that?
You can just go, my social media, which is Facebook and Instagram, Motor City Popcorn for both of them, or email info@motorcitypopcorn.com. Or if they phone number is 313-635-2244.
No doubt, man. Yo,
But just look for Motor City Popcorn.
and yeah, like I said, we're gonna have to make this a little longer for this one, cause I need to
Oh
hear
yeah,
some of this shit to myself. Okay.
I got.
Yo, praying for you, bro. Wishing you all the successes that this galaxy got to offer. You have a phenomenal evening on purpose.
All right, appreciate it, my man. We're gonna fix this slush machine over
Yeah,
here now.
please do, cause I love a good slush. Uh, all right, give me a sec. I'll holler at you, bro.
All right now.
Yep. Yo, and for our last business of the day, we have the phenomenal, the best. If you want to look your greatest, you need to be calling the glam tech. If you want to feel like a gazillion trillion bucks, call the glam tech. Let me get her on the stage right now. How you doing, Queen? How's life? How's your family?
Good. Hello. How are you?
I'm
I'm
doing all
well.
right. I'm well. The glam. When did the glam tech? When when did you start?
Oh, professionally, I started working in the salon in 1997. But I started doing hair in like the eighth grade in home. So, like mm, 90, 91, 92-ish,
What
something like
is it
that.
about doing hair that just does it for you?
It is, hmm, it's a creative outlet. It's also, you can see the self esteem and the confidence building in women when they're done. It's instant gratification for your work.
Where you from?
Detroit. I'm from
Oh,
Detroit.
oh, and,
I'm from the east
Detroit
side of
is.
Detroit.
I'm sorry about that part, but Detroit is known throughout the world for hair.
Yes. We are the hair capital of the world, arguably.
Who's arguing?
We might have to fight some of them Atlanta ones.
They knock offs. They came here to study and went back
Well,
home.
we all went down there and showed them our way. So, and
What's
there's
with the
that.
really crazy hairdos? Is that something that people actually wear? Like a chick's got a chair in her hair. Is that something somebody's gonna actually wear, or is that just to show off how much you can do?
Generally it's a show off kind of thing. It's you wouldn't, of course they wouldn't wear that on a daily basis, but for an event, I started off doing them for like hair shows and competitions and editorial shoots, and then I've gotten booked to do them for video, for music videos, or for Halloween parties or themed events.
Most unique piece you've done.
On the head, mm, I did a heart that Meg Thee Stallion ended up wearing in her "Don't Stop" video.
Really, you
Hmm.
really like
Yeah,
a big heart. Or
yeah, it's
just a
huge, huge, huge heart.
wow. So, does she personally come pick it up, or you just mail it to him?
No, I know her hairstylist, and so he actually had me ship it to him, and then because I had made it like a year prior, and it was he had really hit me up for something else, and then he's like, "What else you got?" And I store your work, store it well, and I preserved it, and then I touched it up and shipped it to him, and then he actually ended up asking me to come on set to do the background dancers. So
Yeah.
I actually got to see her with it on in person, but he installed it.
How do you store hair? Like you got a whole hair heart. How did you store that?
You just make sure that you prep it and then wrap it and secure it so that if you ever need it, it's there.
Okay, so I am bald,
Mm-hmm.
and my shit's not coming back. But
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing the hair
Mm-hmm.
helmets that these niggas out here buying.
Yeah.
Now they got the phase back. They looking like 25 again. Are you
Mm-hmm.
doing that?
I personally, I mean, I don't have that clientele that men come to me like that. But if there's an event or if it's a special show or a special something that usually people come to me when it's a specialty event or novelty event or something's going on and they need it. I've had men hit me up for certain events or for like Halloween or if they going to cosplay. A lot of men are into cosplay and anime and stuff like that, and they want those wigs.
How long? How long can I wear it? I get a fade. How long can I wear it? And does it look like? Am I the only one that's gonna know?
Oh, they got some out cold barbers that can make it look like nobody. Well, you won't be able to tell. You get your youth back.
Had to give me a break.
No one would be the wiser, if they didn't see you, an hour prior to.
I would be a menace out here in these streets, and I'm blaming Glam Tech.
Yeah, do it.
So do you have a brick and mortar, or do you just kind of like made to order?
No, I had a brick and mortar for uh, I had my first salon in 2005, and then I ended up shutting down in 2000. I'm sorry, in 2022. I closed my salon and I ended up moving to LA. And now I commute back and forth from Detroit to LA bi-monthly.
Really, is that good out there?
Yeah.
Yo, so that's a long ass time to have a hair salon. Why'd you close it?
Well, I had a couple different locations, but I had been doing it for a long time and it kind of got a little burnt out. But that location, my last location was in Grosse Pointe Park, and we had a big flood. I don't know if you recall, but we had a big flood um in like July of 2021, and all of Grosse Pointe was flooded and closed. And it was pretty bad. And I was already on the fence between moving and uh, just redoing the salon. And when that happened, it was kind of like, okay, it's time to move because the insurance won't cover it because it came from like a natural disaster, came from outside in. The owner wouldn't cover it. FEMA wouldn't cover it. They wanted me to get an SBA loan to cover it, and I just wasn't willing to do that. So
Damn.
decided it was time to let it go.
Do you miss it?
Not at all. For the first time in a long time, I am free. I'm not bound. I'm not bound to a building, not bound to a house, not bound to any, like, no, I don't miss it.
You know, I went to the barber shop yesterday, and it's just me and the barber. And every time I went, I don't go too often. I usually just cut my own shit. But every time I went in the last few years, it's just me and the barber. Like,
Mhm.
I miss the barber shop experience.
Um,
Not
yeah.
even the cuts, but just the
Until you got
camaraderie.
something to do.
Man, well, I guess apparently I didn't get nothing to do. I'm still complaining about it. Best advice,
Yeah.
best business advice you've gotten.
Stick with what you do best. Don't worry about trying to figure out what you not good at.
And I usually ask everybody this question for some reason. This is the first time I've asked this tonight. Has absolutely nothing to do with anything. However, if you're sitting on a park bench and God sits down next to you and he or she says you can ask them one question, what would it be?
Asking God. Um, hmm, interesting. What would I ask? What comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Are you what?
I want to know how we're created. I don't know that. I want to know where we go after this. Like, what's the
Okay,
beginning and what's
now I
the
get it.
ending?
Okay, I feel stupid now. That's a nobody's ever said that. How do we get here?
How do we get here?
Oh, nobody. Ben Frank said the chicken came first. How? I said, we could talk about this
Everybody
shit forever.
said, but I mean, how? How did chicken get here without the egg?
I
How did
know,
the egg
but
get here without the chicken?
oh
How
my
are we
god,
here? What
yes,
are we? Are we the
that
chicken or the eggs?
that is the question of the millennia. Yo, if people want to get in touch with you, how they go about doing that?
I am on Instagram at the Glam Tech and on Facebook at Christina the Glam Tech. I also have a website, glamupyourlife.com.
Okay.
Okay.
Um. So, deluxe events. Danae gave me an I had an idea, and you might be able to help too.
Okay.
So she's got an event space that I'm thinking about renting out just for me and hypothetically someone else
Mm-hmm.
to have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
What would it cost to send her to you to get her shit done? Not no heart in the hair though. I
You
don't.
want the flex? You want the flex appointment? No.
I don't know. I don't know if I can afford the flex appointment. She-
You, I heard you say you like the flex. You know what I'm saying? What we what we doing?
oh, okay. Now you.
I was listening.
I'm not mad at that. Oh, you out there, especially the LA prices. Oh, I can't afford that flex. I
Yeah.
know that's whew. Get it if you can. I'm not mad at you. I'm just not a rich man. But just a little something. She don't, maybe what? Let's say if she doesn't wear a lot of makeup, but just the experience of
I
some
mean, for
legendary
special
hands
occasion
working
and
on her face.
hairdos, most like birthday dues or whatever, I like 250.
Okay, all right, all right.
Ain't too bad.
I just might have to put together a little something this summer.
Yeah.
This winter is ass. It's been kicking. That's horrible. 60 degrees yesterday, and it's fucking snowing today.
Mm,
And I know it has nothing to do with anything. Did I ask you if people want to get in touch with you, how they go about doing that?
you did.
Oh, okay. I just
But,
want to make sure.
but I'll say it again. I'm the Glam Tech on Instagram and Christina the Glam Tech with a K on Facebook.
Yeah, so you got me all discombobulated with the flex shit. You know, all fucked up. You know?
Would you like to make a deposit? So
Oh, I like that.
before you change your mind, or forget,
Oh, okay.
you can lock it in.
Yeah, so, well, yeah, they got to agree to it first.
Who gonna not agree to that?
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Okay.
Yeah. Ben Frank says you fine though. Just had to throw that out
Oh,
there.
thank you.
I got you, Ben Frank. Anyway, on that note, we gonna get out of here. This is. I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Tonight has just been wonderful, man. So shout out to KANM. That's just kicking my ass too. The Glam Tech, Deluxe Events, Motor City Popcorn. Yo, I need some fucking popcorn though, man. That shit sounds delicious.
His popcorn is amazing.
Oh,
I've
you've
had
had
some.
some.
I've had some.
That shit sounds fucking delicious. Oh my god. Um, yeah, I will be in Ferndale. Me and my big back. So on that note, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all at 7 o'clock. We got CG Simone coming on. I hope I said that correctly because I will fuck your name up. Sorry. But Glam Tech, yeah, I'll definitely we'll be in touch.
Okay.
Let me see what I can put together.
Looking forward to it.
No doubt.
Bye.
Appreciate you for coming on. You have a phenomenal evening on purpose.
You too. Bye.
Peace. Yo, yeah, I've never had the popcorn, but I'm definitely going the next time I come back home. That was just a really dope show, man. Laughter is just a phenomenon. I had a conversation, and I asked what was the key to a successful relationship, and communication, transparency, a couple other things came up, and then I said laughter, and I'm like that should be number one, and she agreed. Laughter gets you through everything. It really does. Um, so laugh a little bit, man. Enjoy life. It's not promised. It is not, and you only find that out one way. On that note, this is Jobs. This has been another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. Appreciate you, bruh. I'll see y'all back in an hour. Y'all have a good one.